Enchebusia, breaking news today, Chairman Wontumi was in court. A DNT and I say Chairman Wontumi back court and Nebusia Sanson a deputy attorney general. In fact, I'll clear the air about in Sambia Ghana for and I say by the opposition party or more case and I Chairman Wontumi company. He was sentenced in the absence of the lawyer. I see that be
and the colleague lawyers came to court. So it wasn't as if Wontumi was sentenced in the absence of a lawyer. He had, I think there were about 4 lawyers for him from 𝚈𝚎𝚋𝚊𝚑 firm. So unless you are saying that
now Samson Kwesi Pratt so on a justice ye bo omonso no edinsi me abeto abonti omo kasa in fact Chairman Wontumi sentence na man no company in fact ono ankasa omo ne hu nipa e ka hu bi omo ka hu bi e na sese Chairman Wontumi ye jeli na ne Samson ono ankasa na lawyer na achi so odi nanim e mo court enne no ono so dinsi me abeto abonti ye bedo mosuko aha authentic plus studio make sure so well like you subscribe you na share amafofo nso enya bi ahwe. It's a reason I say, maybe catch him say, in fact, even though say Chairman Wontumi, ya sentencing the component. Chairman Wontumi will still have to be coming to be appearing in court to testify to the remaining of the case. Now, I cannot. Actually, maybe catch him say one of the case, has to do with a Tano Numerian Forest and after soon Exim Bank case, Yes, not just a Chairman Wontumi, even though say our prison component. Or be back court until say that particular case ni be die na say di wie component say di bo Chairman Wontumi a or be come more than 20 years. Yes, enti na Chairman Wontumi e be pie mu e wo court na after so mo ko bae no e na say one of the legal counsel ba bontin be ka say opese o ka asem bi na watiti saman for Chairman Wontumi e back court because of the remaining of the case or see the benye sanete na that chapter no a close dada because Accra High Courts ama na judgment inti no enam so ama chesa chapter na cruci na ne inti omo courts ene say omo be file for appeal enunti ena chesa nde omo court hasi
the tie say case na wo high court once a judge na manage judgment no sa chapter no cruci the new chapter no appeal was say Chairman Wontumi na enam say appeal no a new case and as a new chapter anti Chairman Wontumi ebetumi instruct any law firm or any lawyer to conduct the appeal for him and on his behalf. It could be, and the appeal could be attached, it could be another law firm or a different lawyer, it could be anybody instructed by Chairman Wontumi.
No, we a company no such a say. In fact, say company it's up to Chairman Wontumi say bia obechusu one of the lawyers say be a attach here say appeal could be it is up to Chairman Wontumi.
Appeal process so once a judge will manage judgment appeal no say court of appeal I could challenge the decision conviction and sentencing a course so high court no and the process is appeal process the condom court of appeal and obviously once I had a condom court of appeal no you put in an application for bail pending appeal. No, I was saying no so ebeko. And the appeal no the minim say ni mwanimu ya. I mean this is one of the cases appeal no. I was say ya ni mwanimu ya.
Council worker said ni mwanimu ya in sentence so court could break for like 2 months. Yati visa. Into the ensure ni mu be say because I'm say enaka kraba.
Oh and I may council say ye nyan krani mtiten krani. But once why instruct so instructed lawyers and conduct appeal no on his behalf quickly the lawyers no ever started to and more I was to appeal
no choose say nipa no e na chese obedi anim ama chese o mako file for that appeal no ebusia after that no in fact man na chese ye jeli Chairman Wontumi no we saw some Ghanaians and friends with the opposition party NPP for Babontin ebe press conference e ka say Chairman Wontumi Lukampono ye jeli no in the absence of the lawyers eno na chese attorney general deputy attorney general eba bonti be ka se dia bi enye sa na tida enya ade a Accra High Court be yesa da na asem no ne etie ne say before Kwampono Chairman Wontumi that 20th of July no obeba court Kwampono na the legal counsel chese attach down no edi kan actual letter chese wa process bibia da chese odi ama ne other lawyers say omonka Chairman Wontumi ho na afensu no omonko presented that particular document.
A huge misunderstanding of the law. if that is really their position, then they have really they have a great misapprehension of what the law says, and probably of what actually happened in court. Lawyer wrote a letter that I won't be available. At the time he said he won't be available, he has filed a motion, and he has filed all the necessary processes that have to be filed. And then on the day, he sends his colleague lawyers from his firm to hold his brief. And the colleague lawyers came to court. So it wasn't as if Wontumi was sentenced in the absence of a lawyer. He had, I think there were about 4 lawyers for him from 𝚈𝚎𝚋𝚊𝚑 firm. So unless you are saying that without lawyer 𝚈𝚎𝚋, all the members in the firm are not proper lawyers to represent, but as far as we know, they are also lawyers. And there's no rule of law which says that unless the person who filed the motion comes to move it, the court cannot decide. Otherwise, imagine. No, sometimes let's look at the other side. If that were the rule, that only the lawyer who filed the motion or the lawyer is the only person who can get the case for it, it would be simple. I will commit a crime, I'll hire a lawyer and tell the lawyer to travel anytime there will be a decision, and the court would have to wait for him. That is the other. So I don't think they understand this. What they are saying doesn't exhibit a serious understanding of the law, and or they don't understand what happened in court. One of the two is what that opinion or that conclusion is suffering from.
No, we are no, and I just suddenly say me to about you say, look, in fact, judgment I just say Accra High Court ye kompono based on one kasani defendant I just say or the omo bias so be kabi emo.
Most of the evidence that we have, the pieces of evidence that we have, which the judge relied on, came from their defense. Defense witnesses, the accused person's own comments, his own witness statement, his own police statement. Those were the materials that formed the basis for the conclusion of the judgment. So it will be it is shocking to me, but that they would say is political persecution. But I understand. What we do, this is politics in a way. I mean, what they are doing is politics. And they issued that statement, or they had a press conference when they have not even seen, they had not seen the judgment. So do you expect them, now that they've seen the judgment, they will go back and say what we said was wrong? They would never do that. They would rather double down and say things. But so far, I don't think anyone has pointed to any aspect of the judgment that they believe strongly that is so erroneous.
Let me say, no, actually, and I just say, who say, justice or the say, yeboa, eba, bontibeka say, onu kompono, what is say, Chema Wontumi, Ecophobia, one of the mining, companies like money managers, nibi, eba court say, and call no so make a samano. Now, in fact, Nipano call ye, court bizano no. Nipano catch a court say, over 20 years experience in mining. Na nipa no kompono we di be say 34 years. And you know, who calculate here? It doesn't tell you.
Wontumi frɛ witness, frɛ expert. Expert in ba court no, or say over 20 years experience in mining.
Yeah.
Na nipa no nkasa so di 34 years.
Na nipa no di 34 years.
And also 20 years experience.
Na ne papa ya man na no di na chi ana.
It will not be as mining experts.
But Oba no Oba as
mining experts.
Okay.
Obedu no share said the questions na ekono. Na itwa say oyedi intimate me aka say Wontumi witness nibi kura bon omo kan na chi e ma asem na ono Wontumi kokan no afi no no ne witness no e di adanse etia ono Wontumi.
Into no who say Chema Wontumi prison ya okwo enyina kompono no ankasa ne ho nipa eka ho bi. Na we say no achi e na che say eye Kwesi Pratt e ba abontin be ka say ono nso atete say Ghana for e na afensu no the opposition party e ka say 20 years na che say ma Chema Wontumi no eye too harsh e na de ne de ebusia tie ni okan.
There are other issues. I will leave that out for the moment.
Right.
And those issues relate to those who argue that the sentence is too harsh. You understand?
Right.
The history of this particular sentencing is interesting. One, it starts from a point where I think the maximum sentence was 2 years. And then when Alhaji Musa Fuseni was Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, so they initiated moves and increased the maximum sentence to 5 years and so on. Eventually, my good friend Gloria Akufu, who was the Attorney General at the point, also decided that the punishment was too lenient, the sentence, and went to Parliament to seek an amendment which would increase the threshold to 15 years. The majority in Parliament then argued that 15 years was too lenient and that it should be extended to 25 years maximum and 15 years minimum. Okay. And of course, it passed. Now, in the course of the discussion, a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, a member of Parliament on the majority side then, actually made the point that they are wasting time, that Galamsey is so serious that the policy we should adopt is a policy to shoot and kill. The evidence is there. So those who said that even 25 years was too lenient and that we should shoot and kill, today are saying that the 20-year sentence is too harsh. I cannot believe it. They said 25 years is too small. In any case, this also means that the judge could have imposed a 25-year sentence if, in her view, the case merited 25 years. The least sentence she could have imposed is 15 years. That is what the law binds her to do. You understand? Now, what is interesting is that there were 2 counts on which he was found guilty. The judge decided that the sentences should run concurrently, and that is why he's going to serve 20 years. If the judge had not made a determination that the sentences should run concurrently, he could be serving 50 years. And the judge could have made that decision. He could have served 50 years. So the judge, in her wisdom, and I'm sure with some compassion, decided that instead of 50 years, he should serve 20 years. Now, Collins has made the point that 20 years is a long time. He's now how old? And that he'll come up when he's 70 and so on. The reckoning is not that way.
Yes.
The prison year is not 12 months.
It's actually 9, isn't it?
It's 9 months.
It's 9 months.
So if you do the calculation, he's not going to stay in prison for 20 years.
Maybe 15.
Or maybe even less.
Or less, yeah.
But in addition to that, every year, there's been no year in which the president has not granted some pardon to prisoners and so on.
Parole, yes.
Parole and all kinds of things. And that substantially reduces the sentencing and so on. Now, that is not to say that prison is a comfortable place. Prison is a horrifying place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to people, I haven't been to the West prisons. I have friends who served in the West prisons, like Kukubaku and Harunata and so on. They were in the West prisons. But I've been to Akuse prison. I've been to Oshaford. I've been to Navrongo prison as an inmate. I've been to Tamale prison as an inmate and so on. Okay?
Because you suffered, though.
No, that's not the point I'm making.
Yeah, no, but I'm just...
So, prison is not a place you would wish for anybody. Yes. Ghanaian prisons are terrible places to have people, you know. Even in Salon prison, which in our days we regarded as a hotel, as a 5-star hotel, even there, the conditions are horrifying.
Yeah.
So, whether he stays there for 6 months, 1 year, 10 years, or so on, it's a harrowing experience to be in prison.
Eti Kwesi Pratt echirebo in fact, say judge no eka say or shame brem like or share ayi akoko ntakrem ama judgment anka in fact anka chema Wontumi obeko be 70 years. But because of 1 or 2 things in binti na say or match chema Wontumi 20 years. Anka ohwemu kwampo na anka the least sentence at so metimi dia ma chema Wontumi kwampo no or the same 15 years. Ebusia These are some of the things I better about for Ekabi or social media. Authentic plus studios. Making sure so be like you subscribe and share. I'm a phone so you be.